What's going on, everybody? My name is Carl. Welcome to my channel, also my laundry room. Today we're going to be carving a deadhead that I created about 3 weeks ago. This one just came to me while I was carving. I started carving this, and I had no intention of this turning out to be what it came out with. So, little tidbit about me, a little backstory. I started carving about a year ago. I started power carving. I watched a couple of videos on YouTube and just absolutely fell in love with the idea of carving. I carved the ever living hell out of every piece of driftwood I could find, every piece of wood I could find. And I loved it. I still do power carving from here and there. It's definitely noisy, it's definitely a little messier. And then I started whittling, and that was a game changer for me. I just absolutely fell in love with just sitting down with a knife and creating something out of a piece of wood. Eventually moved to bigger hand tools like chisels and gouges with a hammer or a mallet, I suppose. And I do that as well, but I am taking a break from that right now just because I just had shoulder surgery and it's a little painful. So, come along with me today. We're going to carve this deadhead. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's geared towards a little more intermediate style, less beginner friendly. There will be some beginner friendly videos coming later on. I have a few ideas for beginner videos. But for now, let's go carve this deadhead. But we got 4 different variations. So you got number 1 here. Mustache, tongue sticking out, evil eyes, decaying hair. Number 2 variation. It's kind of got the stitched up mouth, the angry eyes, same hair pulled up like a shrunken head. Variation 3, kind of just angry. I'm missing an eye, stitched eyes, growling. And then this guy I made the other day, kind of more turned out to be like an orc. But we're gonna give it a shot here. We're gonna do my favorite one so far. So this one right here is my favorite. All right, tools used today. We're gonna use a knife. Can be any kind of knife. Today I'm gonna use my Alan Goodman knife. He ground all these down. It's an awesome pocket knife. Any type of U-gouge. I'm gonna be using the Dockyard 4mm, or excuse me, 5mm. This is just for textures and hair. If you don't have dockyard tools, any U-gouge is going to work just fine. So, let's get yourself a piece of basswood. Now, size and shape of the basswood, not going to matter. The first one that I made was made out of a cone-shaped piece of basswood. However, airplane flying by. Today we're going to use I believe this is a 1 3/4. Yeah, 1 3/4 inch by 1 3/4 inch by a 5.5. Now, if you had a 6-inch piece, great. If you have a 4-inch piece, great. The length is going to matter on how long the hair is going to turn out. So if you want a longer hair, make it a longer piece. If you want shorter hair, make it a shorter piece. But the whole dimensions don't matter. If you want to do it by 2x2, great. If you want to do it at 1.5, great. 1 1/4, great. Haven't tried it on a 1x1 yet, but we'll see what else comes out of doing this. So first off, pencil here. First off, we're going to get our center lines. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to go all the way around. All the way around. The whole piece of wood. And there's a reason for this. And they don't have to be perfectly centered. Okay. And we're going to do the same on the other side. And the reason for doing it all the way around instead of just on the main forces that you're going to be carving is just because the face is character style. So in order to do that, you got to have, and I'm jumping the gun here. In order to do that, we'll be tracing lines in to get the face shape here. We'll get there soon. Okay, now we want to decide how long our hair is going to be. We want it long or how big our face is going to be. Let's give them a shorter face. We're gonna give them a short face. So we're gonna, if you want dimensions, we're gonna give them. We're gonna go up. I guess we'll go 2.5 inches. If you want to go there, perfect. Here, we're going to go all the way around again. And again, this doesn't have to be perfectly straight either. You kind of want to have them lined up. Okay. So that's 4 sides. All right. Now we get to go to the fun part here. So now we are going to start carving in the hairline first. So we're going to do stop cut and relief cut from the top. We'll just get all 4 corners started. Okay. Also, if you need to remind yourself which side's the hair, you can always just write hair or just put an H there for hair. Okay. You get all the 4 corners in. Just like so. Okay. Now we're just going to follow these lines and we're going to do the same thing all the way around as we're pushing this hair back. So you see how the hair is pushed back on top of the head? That's what we're doing right here. But I'm going to apologize right now because this is my first time filming a tutorial. And I got to get used to filming and carving at the same time here. So, with saying that, if you're enjoying it so far, drop a like, maybe hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. Thanks for joining me on this fun journey here. And with the magic of editing, we don't need to watch this whole thing go around. So we'll be back in 1 second. Okay, now we're back. So this is what your carving should sort of look like. Okay, doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Remember, this is your carving, not my carving. Okay, so next what we're going to want to do, we're going to continue pushing that hair back really far in. So I would say, if you want a measurement, we're going to want to push the hair back. We're going to want to push in that hair at least another 1/4 inch. Hopefully that's picking that up. Should have used a different ruler because that ruler kind of sucks. So what we'll do, we'll just start pushing it in. Hitting up the big corners. Okay. And then we're also going to do the middle too. So we want to keep pushing this hair back in. Also, what you can do as well, while pushing the bottom part of the hair in, you can start rounding off this top. That's where those center lines come in. We're going to start making this square into a circle. So we can take really big chunks. Off the top. We're going to make a lot of chips with this. That's the fun part. Okay, go to the next side. And at any point it cracks off, doesn't matter because we want to take a lot of wood off. Okay, we'll go to the next side. See, big chip there. That's okay. I want big chips coming off here. Kind of like that. Again, that's not a perfect circle. That's fine. I am not going to spend the whole time on camera rounding this hair off because that's just going to be boring. That's going to be like 15 minutes or so of me just taking big chunks of wood off. So, but what we can do, we can push this hair in more. We're just doing downward cuts and relieving them. Just kind of, we want to keep rounding this base of the hair off. Bigger chunks the better, because then that saves you time and some hand strength. I just had shoulder surgery a couple of weeks ago, so I'm still recovering from that. But nice thing is the doctor gave me the A-OK to carve, which is awesome. Instead of just sitting around doing nothing. See, now we're getting some. Oh, sorry for the camera shake here. Okay, now with the magic of it, editing again, we're going to come back to having hair like that. Okay, so now to get the shape of the hair, we're going to start coming off the top here. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. One way, the way that I do it here, I just start going across grain and just start rounding that off. And okay. The other way you can do it, you can stop cut, relief cut it. But I found I did that on, actually I think I did it on this guy, and it actually took longer for me to stop cut and relief cut than to just start shaving off the side. A little too deep there. And this is going to test you how sharp your knife is. So make sure, as I like to say, make sure your knife is stropped as shit. Yep, this channel is definitely going to have swearing on it. So for those feeble-eared, sorry in advance. I'm a trucker by day, so I have no filter. So we're going to get all that saw marks off the top. I think we're going to come down. Whoa, where'd that ruler go? We're going to come down, I don't know, maybe an inch from the top, and we'll start swooping the hair in. Yeah, about an inch. About an inch. Gotta get a different ruler. So we're just gonna keep hacking chunks off here. Actually, drop my knife because it had some tears there. And remember, this is a deadhead. This doesn't have to be like perfect symmetrical hair. Like you want it to look dead and decaying. Like the hair isn't the focal point here. It's the face. And even then, you just want it to look dead. All right, so we're gonna start taking some big chunks off, about inch down. Just really start swooping in that hair. Real big chunks. Put your back into it, guys. Come on. Yeah, definitely gonna drop that. Getting some scratches going on in there. Then we can go back up top again, and we can go on the edge. Just make sure we get this thing into a point. All right. Well, I think this might take a little longer, so instead of watching me hack away here, we'll come back once it's all finished up. We are back. So now we got a little bit of a hair start to come on. A little egg shaped. Now, this piece was definitely a little shorter than this guy, but that's okay. We can work with it. We can make it work. That's the fun part about this piece here, is that we can make anything work with this because it's a deadhead. Like, it's no cowboy, it's no Santa Claus. It's a deadhead. You know? There's not much to it. Okay, so we're gonna start pushing this in a little more. Now we're getting to the point where we can start doing the head. This is where the fun part comes. So we're gonna push this in. So on this, so you can kind of see here on this guy. And here, you can see it kind of goes inward on the top of the head here. So with this, we're just going to kind of angle our cuts inward. I would say at maybe about a 90, I'd say just a little bit shy of a 45 degree. I'm just going to tuck that hairline in. Don't worry about the top being all pretty just yet. We'll clean that up later. Right now, we're just trying to tuck this hair in. See right here? We want this guy tucked in more. So we're going to come up a little higher on this side. There, that's better. Now you can see. Now we're starting to get some shadows from that. Okay. Let's see. Gnarly looking chunk here and that part. We can do this. Okay, so we will, let's just finish the hair. We're not going to put in detail right now, but we're going to add in the little hairband down here. So we're going to come down. Let's see. I'd say we'll come down about an inch from the top, and then maybe a little more, inch and a quarter. We're going to do a stop cut. We're going to come up from the bottom, relief cut. Okay. And if you want, for video's sake, we can draw it in. We'll just go around. We'll just draw it in. follow that, and then the top one, we're gonna make this one a thin guy. I should have came down a little lower. That's okay, because we still want to have that tuft of hair coming out of the hairband. Okay, so we'll just make this guy thin, and you can make your hairband as thick or as wide as you want, but we're just gonna make this guy thin. Okay, there we go. So hopefully the camera can pick that up. All right, so we'll just follow along that line on the bottom part, and we'll just stop cut, relief cut. Yeah, this does not need to be perfect. It's a hairband. Honestly, the more different ways it moves, the more it starts to look like an actual hairband. Because hairbands aren't necessarily straight when they're tied up in hair. So. I need to buff that guy out too. It's with my knives today. Okay, I'll just connect these two. Okay, so there's the bottom half there. Now we'll do the top. Now we're going to do the same on top, but now we're going to come from the top. So we'll just do a stop cut, relief cut, stop cut, relief cut. Again, my cuts aren't perfect. I'm not going for perfection here. It's hair. It's a hairband on a dead head. We're just setting in the hairband. Connect those two here. I suppose you can do that. Pop that out. And we will clean this up when we start doing the hair details. But for now, there's the hairband. And when we start doing the hair, we'll tuck this part of the hair in underneath the hairband. We'll get to that. But right now, we are going to go set the face in. So now we get our pencil. We want to figure out what side our hair is going to be on. So we're going to flip it. Okay. And from each corner, we're going to make the front of the face. Yeah, we'll just do this side. We'll make the front of the face right here. So from this vertical line, we're just going to connect the corners. So we get our, this is going to be, and same on this side. Just like that. I'll try to darken these up just a little more so you guys can see them. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to remove the wood. We're going to remove wood here and here. Okay. So now, that's where I started with doing this, the hair first, before we started the face. And so we have room right here to remove the wood. Because what I'm going to do, we're going to take our knife, now looking at, this is the bottom of the head here. Now we're going to start removing the wood. If you take big chunks out, that's okay. Now remember, you're depending on your piece of wood, you probably are going against the grain at this point. So it's better to actually remove less wood because you might take out too much. and go slow. If you feel it tearing, stop, flip it over, and go the other way, like I had right there. But that's okay. So what we're basically doing is we're removing wood each side, and we want to leave just a little bit of wood down this center line. Oops, down this center line. So well, we're turning it into that. Okay. Yep. And I kind of found too, if you start halfway, that way you're not tiring yourself out. We'll get it close. You don't have to get it perfectly up against that line. It's better to leave a little more space for yourself. And same with this. And then, now, what I did run into creating this, you might have to remove a little more hair of the hairline back here just to give you some more space. And that's okay, because we are going to shape the hair a little more later on when we get to the detailing part. But since we did that line all the way across right here, it's just going to tuck that hair even more in there, and it's going to give it more shadows. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. You're going to have to tuck more in there. Come on, you bugger. Oh, it just doesn't want to pop out. There we go. You know, since we're here, why don't we just... Actually, this side's pretty tucked in already. Okay, so we'll just... This is the part where you kind of want to be careful, because we're going to start kind of doing... I know what I'm doing looks very not smart, and it is. This part just is a little tough. So we can do a sweeping cut up. And if you hit the hair, it's okay. It's not gonna ruin the carving or anything like that. It's gonna put a little cut marks in there. I don't know if you can see them, but that's okay. We're gonna remember we're detailing this hair later, so we're gonna be removing more wood right here. I just realized this hair looks something suggestive. Sorry, that's my childlike head brain, excuse me, thinking. All right, so that's one side. Okay, so now we're going to do the same on the next side. So start. Gotta keep an eye on how long this is going. This actually might turn into a two-parter type video. So I think for now, yeah, we're going to set in the nose next. So if you want a big nose, put the nose lower. If you want a small nose, you can put it up higher. We'll give them a big schnoz on this. So I'll just mark our... I'm throwing chips everywhere. Right about there. And we're going to go all the way around. Okay. I'm actually going to switch knives. Get my short knife out because this guy is much gooder for this kind of work, in my opinion. Hit the camera. All right, so we're going to set in the bottom of the nose here. We'll do a stop cut right along this line. Just rock it in. We'll carve up to it. Like that. We'll probably push that in a little more. We want to have a big old fat schnoz on this guy. You know what? We're going to pause this. I need to strop this knife. It's not as sharp as I like it. So we will be back in 1 second. All right. We're back. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that knife was actually more dull than I thought it was. And for those of you that are watching, you know, don't ever carve with a dull knife. Bad news could happen. I know from experience. That's for a later video. All right, so we got that nose set in. Okay. I can't focus. There we go. All right, so we're going to set that chin back a little bit. So we're just going to pop this off a little bit. Okay, and then we're just going to... Sorry about the camera shake. I don't think that's something I'm going to be able to fix. Yeah, give it time. And in doing so, we made that nose just a bit fatter. So, okay, next, draw on that center line if you need help. So we're gonna do, we'll give them about right here. We're gonna give them that tip of that nose. So we're gonna do a roll cut all the way up from the tip of the nose all the way up. I'm gonna push that bridge of the nose back. Just clean that up a little bit. Kind of like that. Okay. We can put in our center line again. Okay, and we can center line down here if you want. We'll just put the whole center line in there. Groovy. So now we're gonna set in. I can never remember what they're called, but the eyes. There's another term for it, not the eye mounds, but the sockets, I guess we can call it like that. So we'll start right here at the tip of the nose. We're gonna take the tip of our knife. Camera, come on, focus here, camera. Okay, sorry about that. I had a major malfunction here on the camera. We're getting used to some new camera settings here. So, all right, we're going to set in the eyes. So we're going to take that knife tip and we're going to just follow along. We're going to kind of do a bit of a roll cut up to here. I'm going to take it easy. You might hear some knife chatter. That's okay. Okay. And we're going to come down. A relief cut there. Keep that knife tip right on that center line. Pop it out. Just like that. Okay. And now we're going to do the same on the other side. Keep that knife tip. This is where we gotta. This is my least favorite side. The left side's always hard. We're gonna roll cut. ever so gently. Okay, and then relieve that cut. Like so. Now, I'm not the best at doing eyes just yet. We're still learning. We're going to take that center line, we're going to push it back. Same deal. We're going to roll cut right in there. Give it a bit of a brow ridge. Probably should have done that step first. We'll come back down. We'll fix it. That's fine. Kind of wonky looking right at the moment, but that's going to be fixed. Okay. Yeah, that side's a little uneven. All right, so next, now we're going to kind of make the swoop of the nose with those nose flares. We'll start in the corner of the eye, and we're going to roll cut in this way. Oh, and I might have just ruined the nose there. That's okay. We can fix it. Hopefully you don't do the same as I did, but you know what? That's okay. We can fix it. It's a dead head, guys. You ain't gotta be perfect. Now we're gonna do the same on the other side. Knife tip in, right at the corner of the eye. Roll it. Pop it out. Something like that. Hopefully yours looks a little better than mine. That's all right. That's all right. We can work with what we got. That's the fun part about carving. You kind of let the wood talk to you, and the wood just said, "Nope, we're gonna screw you right there." So you know what? That's fine. We'll fix that. Okay. All right. Well, this is actually getting to be a very long video, so we're gonna be two-parting this. The next one, we will continue on from here. We'll put some ears in like this. And I think, honest opinion, I think the ears take the longest part, at least for me. Some people might be much better at the ears than I am. I'm very new to doing the ears. We will we'll set in the nose and the eyes, and we'll put the big giant stitch X on there, and we'll make the mouth, and then we'll start the fun stuff, is doing the details. So, all right, well, thanks for joining me on this one. Make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next video.